The secret to getting everything you want in life, the dream body, money, your career, a dream house, fame, your own business, is to learn to love being uncomfortable. You're not gonna get anything you want in life until you decide to do the hard things. In order to have something that you have never had before, you need to be willing to do things that you haven't done before. And you watching this video is actually proving my point. You will have the urge to click off this video. And that's exactly the problem. You don't know how to postpone instant gratification. You struggle to do things that you don't want to do in the moment for the greater benefit of your future self. You just want to feel good in the moment, which leads to you never actually get what you want. If it was easy to have your dream body, if it was easy to have an amazing career, to have a lot of money, to be wealthy, guess what? Everybody would do it. Being successful is not easy. The people who are successful, who have achieved their goals, they are willing to be uncomfortable. Doing hard things is the currency of your dreams. But don't worry, I will teach you, because I'm your big sister from another mister and I will help you to reach your goals. So over the past few years, I have learned to do hard things. Being able to do this has led me to some amazing results in my life. I was able to grow a social media following from 0 to about 30,000 on Instagram and on TikTok. I was able to do this because I pushed myself out of my comfort zone, became uncomfortable, and then was able to create this result for myself. I was able to finally drop 20 pounds after a decade of dieting. I was able to meet my fiance after 10 years of dating frogs. I moved country and I was able to start a complete new career in my mid-30s, and now I make more money than I have ever made before in any other job. If I can do hard things, you can do too. Everything you want has a cost. It has a price tag. Nothing is for free in this life. The dream body that you want has a cost. You cannot keep having the same habits, the same eating routines, the same patterns, and then change your body. It's not gonna work. You need to trade your current habits that are aligned with who you are right now with the habits that are aligned with your future version. That's the trade-off. That's the cost. You wanting to have maybe your own business or become a content creator, that has a price. You cannot sit and watch Netflix all evening or just be out with friends all the time and then also sit down and edit. It doesn't work. So it has a trade-off. What do you think is the price of your goal, of that one thing that you really want? How much does it cost? So I'm going to share with you a strategy right now that you can implement right away and get out of that instant gratification so that you can actually move forward and become that future self version of yourself that you desire to be. Write down the different steps because that's important, and then you're going to implement it. So the very first thing you need to do, you need to create a clear vision of what it is you actually want, and you need to find your why. That is the foundation of you becoming that person. If that is not in place, you are not going to be willing to do the things that are uncomfortable. You need to identify what you truly want in the long run. Be specific about your goal. Get really clear on it. Don't make it vague. If you just say I want to be rich or I want to be slim, that is not clear enough. Maybe you have a certain piece of clothes that you want to fit in. Maybe you have a real number in your head that you want to earn later on. Maybe you have a house that you want to be able to afford. Your brain needs to be clear on what it is that you're working towards to. The goal must feel like it's driving you forward. It gives you energy. It must feel worth it to pay the price for it. And then you have to understand the why behind the goal. Why is it that you want to have a really good career? Why is it that you maybe want to become a content creator or have your own business? Why is it that you want to lose 10, 20, 30 kilos? If you want to have a nice car and that's the goal, just because, that is not enough of a why. Think about a thing that you really wanted to buy in the past and that you actually had to save up for and that you were really looking forward to purchase, and you were willing to save up money for it. You were willing to put money away and maybe take money away from other things. You were willing to make a sacrifice for that one thing. Maybe it's a holiday, maybe it was a car, maybe it was a piece of jewelry, but it was something very special that you really wanted. You had a strong why and you were willing to purchase it for that price. That's how you should feel about your goal. And if you're not willing to make sacrifices, and if you are trying to cut corners, it's not going to happen. No one is going to be successful by cutting corners. You need to remember your goal every day. I know you have a lot going on during the week. There's a lot happening. There's your job, maybe you have kids, there's a social life, there's maybe a partner, lots of different things happening, and it's really easy to come to the end of the week and you're like, oh, I didn't actually do anything for my goal.
You're like, oh well, I just start this week.
That's not going to happen anymore. It's not like, oopsie, I didn't do anything for my goal. No, we're done with that now. From now on, you will remember your goal daily and you will connect with your goal daily. You start connecting with your future self that you want to be every day now. I don't care when it is. I don't care if it's in your lunch break or in the morning when you have your coffee or in the evening when you're in bed. I don't care when, but you will do it at least once a day. You will connect with that version who has that body, who has lost the weight, who is wealthy, who is living that lifestyle that you want to live, who has maybe the partner that you want to have, who has the job that you want to have, who has the business business that you want to have? Who lives in that dream home that you want to live in? You visualize how you wake up in the morning. What's your morning routine? How do you show up for yourself during the day? What do you eat? What are your meals like? I have a few suggestions on what you can do in order to really connect with that vision. You can just visualize it in like some sort of meditation. You can have a guided meditation on YouTube. There are lots of guided meditations where you can connect with that future self. You can also just have some music on, or just what I like to do when I wake up, just think about it. Just like envision it, like waking up now as my dream self. I like to ask myself in my journal when I have my coffee in the morning, as my future self, what am I doing today? Like, how would I show up? How will I have breakfast? How will I talk to myself today? And another thing that you can do is you create a future self mood board on Pinterest. And in that mood board, you put everything in that is kind of speaking to you, that you really want to be like. Maybe it's a certain style. You can put fashion inspiration. You can put meal inspiration, like nourishing, healthy food, workout inspiration, home decor. I love putting homes in, like for my future self. And then every morning, I like to just scroll through it while I have my breakfast and just look at the pictures and just maybe pin a few more pictures here and there. And that is just really like creating that energy of I'm becoming that person. If you have a specific goal, like body goal, you're really gonna connect with that specific version of who you are. And you're gonna think about, what is she eating today? Would she overeat? Would she eat more than she's hungry for? Probably not. Would she snack all the time in between meals? Probably not. So you really want to get clear on, what are my future self's habits today? It doesn't have to be long, just like 3 minutes, 3 to 5 minutes, connecting with your goal every day until it just becomes so habitual that it's not even like something that you have to think about. During the day, start asking yourself before you make a decision, will this move me closer or further away from my goal? Pay attention to your brain's negotiations. Your brain will start to negotiate with yourself because your brain doesn't want to change habits. Your lower brain is happy where it is right now. And your negotiation will look like seduction or excuse. The voice comes into your head and it's like, don't worry about it. Just sit down and eat the cookie. You can start again tomorrow. As soon as that comes in, your alarm bell should ring. Anytime you're trying to negotiate yourself out of what you actually want to do and that moves you forward towards your goal, you need to start to pay attention to that. If it says something like, oh, you can just have this now and you can just make up for it later on, you can just work out more, you can just drop a meal later on and not eat, because your lower brain is a part of your brain that loves instant gratification. And then excuses, they sound like this.
You had such a tough day. You need to take care of yourself. You deserve to eat all this food. You deserve to sit down and watch Netflix because it was a tough day. You can work on your business plans tomorrow. I mean, you don't want to burn out, girl.
If you're really far away from your goal, that is not you burning out. This is you being really far away from burning out. Your lower brain is not concerned with your long-term goals. Your lower brain is only concerned with feeling good in the moment. You're really far away from your goal and you really struggle to achieve it or move forward and you always start and start again. That shows me that you're listening to your lower brain way too much. So the secret is to strengthen that higher brain part of yourself, to strengthen that part that is actually concerned with your goals. My brain still comes in and tries to make me eat more and tries to get me back into my old habits. And I'm telling you, it's still uncomfortable to sit with the urges of not eating, but that is your work. You need to be able to feel the discomfort and sit with it and be okay with it, because that is the currency of your goal. And I'm telling myself, this is the price that I need to pay in order to not gain the weight back. I'm indulging in the short-term feeling good part, but what is the long-term effect of it? What is the cost that I pay here? Because the decision will not affect you right away, but the decision will affect you maybe an hour later, a day later, a week later, and you come to the end of the month and you still haven't made any progress. That's when it will affect you. Because when I said your goal has a price, there's an equal price for choosing instant gratification. You pay a price either way. Every time you give into instant gratification, you're trading long-term success for short-term pleasure. You are now literally watching this, the youngest and possibly most capable you will ever be. You're paying and wasting time that you will never get back. And you're paying and feeling miserable. Overeating feels good in the moment, and then an hour later you feel horrible and you wish you wouldn't have done it. Instant gratification only feels good for a fleeting moment, and you really always need to ask yourself, is this worth it? Self-discipline is literally self-love. It's showing yourself self-respect. It's showing yourself that you taking yourself and your dreams seriously. And here's what you can practice, especially when it comes to impulsive things like eating or scrolling. You need to train your brain to delay instant gratification. Instead of going right away, practice waiting for 5 minutes. Maybe set a timer on your phone for 5 minutes, and you will see the urge will actually decrease. And then gradually you can extend the delay. Or you can say, I like to reward myself. This is another strategy. And say, okay, I would love a little snack, but I'm just gonna wait until I finish my work now, until I finished a certain amount of work, so get really specific about it. Or I work for another 45 45 minutes, set a timer, and then afterwards I can have a snack as a reward. So if you feel tempted to give in to distractions like eating or scrolling, commit to working on your task just for 10 minutes, working out for just 10 minutes. And oftentimes this small step will actually help you to get into it, to find that motivation, because action breeds motivation. And then you actually keep working on it, because sometimes I really don't want to script a YouTube script, for example. I was just like, I'm just going to do it for 10 minutes. And then when I'm already writing for 10 minutes, and I normally finish it anyway. You want to shift your focus from comfort to growth. You need to shift into a growth mindset and really adopt that as part of your identity. You want to embrace challenges as opportunities for growth. So instead of thinking, oh my god, my videos have only gotten 50 views, use this as an opportunity for growth, for learning, and for motivation to keep going. Instead of feeling like defeated by it, it should actually fire you up, because you just get so obsessed with your goal, you just want to make it happen. And any defeat, any letdown is just like fueling you even more. Instead of whining and being like, oh, this is also difficult, view each difficult task as a way to expand your abilities. You want to redefine hard work. So instead of seeing certain tasks that you need to do as painful or unpleasant, because that's not really helpful, you need to see these tasks as necessary steps, as part of your success. It's literally part of the deal. It is just the cost that you have to pay. And you need to remind yourself that, yeah, the discomfort right now is just temporary. It's just a feeling. Feelings go away. And the reward you get from sticking with it is long lasting. You want to create systems to minimize distractions. So you want to, if you want to work on productivity, for example, you want to create a productive environment. Maybe that is a clean desk. Maybe put your phone away. I'm not a productivity person. There are loads of tips on YouTube on how to be more productive and set up your environment. But what really helped me is to have a nice desk area where I like to sit, and to have a desk that I can change into a standing desk that just makes me want to spend more time at my desk. What are the reasons why you might not be productive? What is distracting you? And then when it comes to eating, like, don't buy food that you know you overeat on. Like, just don't have that in the house. Have fruits in the house. Have foods in the house that are healthy, a lot of vegetables. Because if you're someone who loves to snack on unhealthy foods, don't have them in the house. So ask yourself, how badly do you want this? Because if you are not willing to do the things that will move you towards your goal, you're just not going to get to your goal. It's not going to magically just happen. If you're not willing to eat better, to move more, to change your lifestyle, to get up earlier and go to bed earlier, to stop overeating, stop procrastinating, stop postponing all the time, and then just think you will start next week, it's not going to happen. I'm sorry, but no one is doing this for you. You just have to do what it takes. And I will tell you, will stop being uncomfortable after a while. As soon as it is part of your identity, as soon as just habitual, your lower brain embraces this as part of your identity. It's becoming habit, and it's not going to be uncomfortable anymore. Me working out almost every day or waking up at 6 a.m. in the morning is not uncomfortable for me anymore. It used to be hell, but it's not anymore. It's just normally what I do. I'm here to support you, and I know you can do it. And watch my video next on the thought patterns that are actually ruining your life, because I think that will be really helpful for you to understand and how to also stop them. And follow me on TikTok for daily glow up tips to become your best self. Bye!